Robert De Niro sat in the green room, his eyes fixed on the muted TV screen, where highlights from his decades-long career, flash scenes from Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and The Godfather Part 2. The memories were bittersweet. He wasn't here tonight to promote a movie or accept an award. He was here to speak his mind and censored on Bill Maher's show, knowing full well that his opinions would rattle cages. But Robert De Niro had never been the type to play it safe. Asterisk, when the stage manager called his name, the roar of the audience greeted him like an old friend. Bill Maher smiled as they shook hands, but there was an unspoken tension in the air. Maher thrived on controversy, but De Niro was about to push the conversation further than anyone expected. Asterisk, it started slow, light-hearted banter about Hollywood, the craft of acting, and De Niro's early struggles. But when the topic shifted to politics and the state of the country, De Niro's tone sharpened. He spoke about truth, morality, and the dangers of silence. His words grew more passionate, each sentence laced with frustration at the dishonesty and division he saw everywhere. Asterisk, Bill Maher, never one to shy away from a verbal joust, pushed back. He questioned De Niro's approach, suggesting that fiery rhetoric only deepened the divide. But De Niro wasn't having it. Asterisk, Bill, with all due respect, he said, leaning forward, his eyes blazing. There comes a point where polite conversation is useless. You can't reason with those who've abandoned reason. You can't negotiate with those who thrive on lies. Silence is complicity. Asterisk, the studio audience was split. Some cheered, others murmured uncomfortably. Maher tried to pivot the conversation, but De Niro doubled down, calling out not just politicians, but media personalities, corporate giants, and even celebrities who avoided speaking up out of fear for their careers. Asterisk, it was raw, unfiltered, and deeply personal. De Niro spoke about friends who had lost opportunities because they refused to stay quiet, about his own experiences being attacked for his beliefs, and about the moral cost of comfort. Asterisk, at one point, Maher interrupted, his voice raised, accusing De Niro of turning dialogue into a shouting match. That was the breaking point. The two men exchanged rapid-fire words, neither willing to back down. Finally, in a moment that would dominate headlines, Maher signaled to the producers, and the cameras cut to commercial. Asterisk, when the show returned, De Niro's seat was empty. The official line from the producers was that there had been a schedule miscommunication. But everyone knew the truth. Robert De Niro had been escorted off the set mid-show. Asterisk, the clip went viral within hours. Social media exploded. Half the comments hailed De Niro as a truth-teller, unafraid to challenge the status quo, while others criticized him for losing control and disrespecting the platform. Asterisk, but for De Niro, it wasn't about winning an argument or trending online. That night, as he sat in the back of a black SUV, city lights blurring past the window, he thought about the people watching at home. Maybe one of them would hear his words and decide not to stay silent. Maybe one of them would speak out in their own way. Asterisk, because in his mind, the message was simple. You don't need a stage or a spotlight to make a difference. You just need the courage to say what's right, even when the world tells you to sit down. Asterisk, and Robert De Niro, for all his decades of fame, knew this. Sometimes getting kicked off the stage was the most powerful statement you could make.